What is going on, guys? This is the Club with the Man 1993, catching up on some more baseball news as the Seattle Mariners, of course, before they got swept by the Houston Astros in the ALDS. Makes me very sad to hear that happen. Thanks to Yordan Alvarez, who finally started to hit for power again. But before that, the Mariners show that they still have plans to contend in the future as they signed to an extension trade deadline pickup Luis Castillo, which is a very nice addition for sure. The deal is a 5-year extension, and it is worth $108 million. And the deal could be worth up to $133 million based on the vesting option for the 2028 season. That is if Castillo throws at least 180 innings in 2027. He also has a full no-trade clause for the first 3 seasons of that contract. So he will at least be with the Mariners until 2025. He was originally slated to become a free agent after the 2023 season, which the Mariners will have him until the end of next year, unless, of course, he ends up being a trade deadline piece next year. But, of course, he said we'll stick for the Mariners for at least an additional 4 years, as it says so. He's definitely had a great run since coming over to the Mariners. He feels great, and he's definitely been one of the stronger starting pitchers in the majors over the past 6 years, for sure. He began his career, of course, with the Reds, and from 2017 to 2021, he posted a 3.72 ERA over 123 starts. And he was able to attain the level of success by getting a ground ball ratio of 53.9% of batted balls, while striking out 26.2% of the batters he's faced. He's had some very great numbers. He's produced about 14.5 wins above replacement in that time. And of course, recently, again, the Reds, of course, basically had done some selling after, they were contenders. Now they're back to not being contenders again and tying for last with the Pirates in their division. It didn't seem like, of course, the Reds haven't done too well in the return that they got for Castillo. But of course, Castillo had made 9 starts with a 2.83 ERA with the Mariners this past season, which of course is great enough to give him a lockup long term. Of course, this is also not the only big sign the Mariners have done, especially to their starting rotation, as they did sign last year's Cy Young Award winner in the American League, Robbie Ray, to a 5-year deal worth $115 million back in November of last year as well. Of course, those two will definitely be towards the top of the rotation. Then you got Logan Gilbert, who's, in the early stage of his career. He's locked up at least for the next 4 seasons. We have George Kirby, who's also 1 year behind Gilbert, so he'll be around for a while. And then there's also Marco Gonzalez, whose contract runs up through 2024 with a club option for 2025. So the Mariners are stacked with starting pitching for the next, several years. Next 5 years. They have a pretty strong there. And, of course, they still have guys under contract for a while, such as, of course, Julio Rodriguez, their rookie. That's probably going to be Rookie of the Year. They have him locked up very, very long term. Could be a franchise player. Shortstop J.P. Crawford's locked up. And Eugenio Suarez, the former teammate of Castillo's as well, definitely going to be supplying the power for the Mariners for sure for a little bit as well. They got them locked up, and I'm glad to see the Mariners are serious about contending. The Astros, of course, some of their core players are falling off, as in, they're, going elsewhere. They still have some players, but there's some that are due for free agency in the next couple of years, too. And then there's really not any other teams right now in the American League West that's making too big of a splash right now. So if there is a time for the Mariners to try, put the pedal on the gas, it is right now for sure. And this will show this was not just the past year or two, because usually, since I've been watching baseball, and of course I did watch the Mariners for the longest time also because of me being an Ichiro fan and whatnot, it always seemed like they would have a great season, just miss the playoffs, then go right back to the drawing board the following season, going back to like a 61-101 season. But nope, they had back-to-back contending years, and they actually, of course, with the new playoff rules, made the playoffs this season. And right now, it looks like they're not going anywhere. So, I do like this deal. I do like to see the Mariners contending, a new team contending. They could maybe outdo the Astros next year, not just in the playoffs, maybe outdo them with the division title next year as well. And definitely this signing of Castillo, again, who's only 29 years old, will be a great addition, of course, as they got a good 1-2 punch with him and Robbie Ray in that starting rotation for sure. So this was an excellent move by the Mariners for sure. And I am very excited to see what their future holds. Now, I believe that Mitch Haniger is going to be a free agent, I think, for what I've heard. So that is a big piece they are losing. But they still could grab someone else to replace him. Or, who knows, they could re-sign Haniger long-term as well. But the Mariners now seem to be very serious contenders for the next 5 years. I'm excited for this. Hopefully, that is the case. But guys, yes, that is my thoughts on Luis Castillo signing a 5-year extension, and he'll remain with the Mariners at least for 3 more years, because again, he has a no trade clause, and he could still be traded between 2025 and 2027, and he has a club option for 2028 as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when we get there, but I hope for success for not just Luis Castillo, but for the Seattle Mariners as well over the next 5 years. So guys, what are your thoughts on this extension by Luis Castillo staying with the Mariners? Do you think the Mariners are going to be still serious contenders for a while with some other big names they have sticking around for a while? Make sure, guys, leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Be sure, as always, to slap a like on the video. Subscribe for more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter as well at DemandAirboy93. As always, guys, please stay tuned for more baseball news, and I'm checking out. I'll catch you all later. Have a great rest of your night. Peace out, everybody. Yeah.